start with those. We start with those overseas. So are there any Kiwanians that are with us now from overseas that would like to bring greetings? Overseas Kiwanians? If not, and you can do so later in the meeting, we'll go to Division 25. Division 25. Those Kiwanians from Division 25, would you like to bring greetings? If not at this time, we'll move on to Division 24. Division 24, are there any Kiwanians with us now who would like to bring greetings from your respective clubs? If not, let us move to our own Division 23. 23 East.
Yes, good evening. Good evening. This is DLG Bev. I'm bringing you warm greetings from the club. You're hearing me?
I am hearing you, DLG Bev.
Right, thanks. Bringing you very special greetings from the Kiwanis Club of New Kingston on behalf of our president, Janelle. And I haven't seen anyone else with me yet this evening, but I'm sure they're going to be logging on because we would not miss this opportunity to learn some more from our dear DLG EILEEN. We're looking forward to her presentation and we are happy to be here. And thank you so much for that prayer. It was just so warming and just wonderful. Thanks so much.
And thank you for attending.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, everyone.
Yes.
Greetings from the Kiwanis Club of North St. Andrew.
Okay.
It's very good to be here. So far, we are 2 in numbers, but I assure you that there will be more persons jumping over to attend your meeting this evening. Greetings.
All right, thank you for attending. And we certainly welcome you with us tonight.
Good evening. This is Secretary Latina from Kiwanis Club of South St. Andrew. This evening, we have 4 members online. We have IPP Suzette, our Treasurer Peter Gay, Kiwanian Shanakay, and myself, as mentioned before. We're looking forward to your meeting. Thank you.
Welcome to our meeting, and we certainly enjoy you being with us tonight. Any other greetings? 23 East, West.
Hi, good evening, good evening, good evening. This is President Simone from the Kiwanis Club of Worthington, Kingston, bringing you warm greetings. Presently, there are 3 of us, including your guest speaker. Happy to be here, wishing for you an exciting meeting. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. And I sure know that you'll enjoy. You and your party will enjoy tonight. Any other greetings from 23 East, West? If not, we'll move to 23 Central.
Good evening, PE Junior. President
Yeah.
Sherrod here from the Kiwanis Club of 23 Central, sorry, online. We're
Okay.
3 number at the moment, and we're looking forward to this presentation. Have a wonderful meeting.
Thank you for attending, President Sherrod. And I sure know that you'll enjoy this meeting.
Good
23
evening.
Central.
Good
Yes.
evening, PE Junior,
Yes, good evening to you.
and Happy New Year. I'm still in the Christmas celebration. Happy New Year to everyone,
Okay.
fellow Kiwanis and distinguished guests online. We just want to extend our thanks from the Kiwanis Club of Greater Portmore. I am PE Cecile, and on behalf of my president, our president, Kashana Stewart, we do want to wish you guys an exciting and educating meeting. Thank you so much for having us, and all the best. I am
All the
alone
best to
online
you.
at this moment, unfortunately, but I do
Yes.
hope that our other members will join.
I think so. All right, thank you for coming.
Thank you too for having us.
Right.
Good evening, PE Junior, fellow Kiwanians.
Yes.
This is DP Janet from the Kiwanis Club of the Sunshine City Portmore, bringing you greetings.
Okay. Yes.
I know DP Audrey is with me, and we expect others to come over in a short while. We're really looking forward to hearing from your guest speaker this evening. Thank you.
Yes. And thank you for attending too.
All right, you're welcome.
Yes. 23 Central.
Good evening, PE Junior.
Yes. Good evening to you.
President Yvette Bernard here from Kiwanis Club of the First City.
Okay.
I am currently alone online at this time from my club, but I'm sure others will be joining shortly. And looking forward to a very informative meeting. Thanks for the invite.
And thank you for coming, and we're looking forward to the rest of your team to attend.
Thank you.
Yes. 23 Central. What about our SLPs? Would you like to bring greetings at this time?
A pleasant good evening, everyone. This is
Yes.
President Orania from the Dunoon Park Technical High School Key Club. With me, I have FA Alice Douglas, FA Latoya Duval Cousins, DP Aberdeen Creed, and 2 members. It is of great pleasure to be here this evening, and we give thanks for the invitation.
We certainly welcome you and thank you for coming.
Good evening, everyone. President Debra Heron here from the St. Hughes High School Key Club. I am currently alone, always glad for the invite. It's like Sunday nights, Sunday dinners, with the family. So thank you very much for the invite, and I hope you have a wonderful meeting.
Yes, and we certainly welcome you as usual. Thank you for coming.
Good night, everyone. I am Ethan Pitter, the Kiwanis Relations Officer for Kingston College. We have about 3 members with us tonight, and we look forward to a very educational and exciting meeting.
Thank you for coming on. President.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm President Dunning from the UE Mona CKI. There are 6 of us online at the moment. Thank you for the invitation, and we hope to have a great meeting.
I'm sure we will, and thank you for coming. We certainly do welcome you on here. Any other SLPs?
Good evening, everyone. Judith Quest, Faculty Advisor for McGraw High School.
Okay.
With me is Miss Perry, another Faculty Advisor. We're grateful for the invitation and anticipating an informative presentation. Thank you.
I'm sure you'll enjoy tonight's proceedings, as it will be in direct benefit to you and your team. Thank you for coming. Any other SLPs? If not, we'll move to non-members that are on the platform.
Good night, everyone.
Yes.
Am I being heard?
Yes, I'm hearing you loud and
So
clear.
this is President Joshua Brown from the Mike University College Circle K International Club, and I am joined by 4 other members from my club, and the rest are coming from class. We're looking forward to a wonderful meeting.
Yes, and we do welcome you, and we know it will be a good meeting tonight for you. Thank you for coming. Anybody else on the platform that would like to bring greetings at this time? If not, I just turn you back over to our President Paul. Thank you, President Paul, and please take over.
Yes, thank you very much, P. Junior. Thank you so very much. Yes, well, of course, I want to send some of the Jamaican warm to our PE Letna over there in Toronto. I see that she put it in the chat that she snowed in, and others are plowing snow, and we hope that it's not as severe, but we hope that everything will be rectified and you get some rain. I don't know, to melt the snow. Apologies for absence. I don't have any apologies for absence. Secretary DLG Willie, did you receive any apologies for absence?
We have none at this time, President Paul.
Okay, thank you very much. We move to recognition of birthdays and anniversaries. VP Newton.
Thank you, President Paul. Good evening, fellow Kiwanians and friends. Nice to be interacting with you. For those who I'm just interacting with for the first time since here, Happy New Year to you. For birthdays and anniversaries, for this week, on Saturday just gone, the 15th, it was the birthday of DP Arturo Stewart. And on the 21st, which is this Friday coming, it will be the birthday of DP Derek Clark. Also, on the following day, which is Saturday the 22nd, that will be the birthday of Naslin, and she's the wife of Kiwanian Dennis Townsend. So those are our recorded dates for this week. Is there anyone who's celebrating any special occasion this week or anytime soon, just passed on his way, that would like to share with us? Anyone?
Thank you, most certainly. My son will be celebrating his birthday on the 22nd, which is Saturday. And I am so elated. He is such an awesome man, and I am thanking God for his life.
That's great, P. Cecile. May I ask, what's his age now?
He is 37.
Oh, because I was wondering if you were talking about a teenager, because nobody ever said their teenage son is awesome. They usually say we're awful.
No. So you will be 37. You'll be 37.
Say happy birthday to him for us.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? No one? All right. Well, DLG EILEEN, I see you have 84 anxious persons waiting to hear what you're going to say. So let me facilitate that by handing back to President Paul.
Yes, thank you very much, VP Newton. But before we press along with our program, our agenda per se, I'm going to ask DLG Willie to bring us our usual section on Kiwanis education. DLG Willie.
Thank you very much, President Paul. Welcome to all our members and guests. We do look forward to a very interesting educational meeting. Can somebody tell me what is important about Friday, the 21st of January? Whose birthday is on the 21st of January?
Kiwanis International.
Birthday.
Oh, what a brilliant set of students.
Bobby Gunn.
Barbican's 7th anniversary, and they'll be celebrating Kiwanis International birthday. So appropriately, I thought this evening I'll speak to very briefly on the origin and history of Kiwanis, especially for our newer Kiwanis, and more so even to our SLP members. Kiwanis International was founded on January the 21st, 1915, by a group of businessmen in Detroit, Michigan, in the United States. The organization was originally called the Large Benevolent Friends Order of Brothers, but changed its name to Kiwanis a year later. The name Kiwanis was coined from American Indian expression, Nuk Kiwani, which means we trade. In 1920, the motto of Kiwanis became we build. It remained a motto until 2005, when members voted to change it to serving the children of the world. In the early years, members focused on business networking, but in 1919, the organization changed its focus to service, especially service to children. Kiwanis became an international organization with the founding of the Kiwanis Club of Hamilton, Ontario, Canada in 1916. Kiwanis clubs formed in communities across the United States and Canada until the 1960s, when worldwide extension was approved. Today, Kiwanis clubs are helping children thrive, prosper, and grow in over 80 nations and geographic locations. Currently, the 82 Kiwanis nations are divided into 5 regions. 1, the United States of America. 2, Eastern Canada and Caribbean. 3, Europe. 4, Asia Pacific. 5, the Americas, which include all areas south of the United States. All people are welcome to participate in the Kiwanis movement of improving communities for children. In 1987, women were invited to join. In 2008, the delegates approved the resolution that calls for Kiwanis clubs to celebrate and foster inclusiveness. The entry of Kiwanis into Jamaica in 1964 with the organization of the Kiwanis Club of Kingston as part of its international expansion, which had formally begun in 1962. Nevertheless, the organization came to Jamaica with its vision, its policy, its organizational structure, and its modus operandi already well established. It was entering a country with a long tradition of voluntary organization and a country in which there was considerable scope for the work of Kiwanis. Welfare organizations in Jamaica had for a long time focused on child welfare, health, education, poverty, alleviation, and rehabilitation. Fellow Kiwanis and guests, that's the Kiwanis education for this evening. Thank you. Over to you, President Paul.
Yes, thank you very much, Secretary DRG Willie, for sharing those historical highlights of Kiwanis with us. I will now call on our senior member, not in terms of age, but in terms of his achievement, to do the introduction of our guest speaker, past District Trustee Ralston. Over to you, PDT Ralston.
President Paul, I'm glad you clarified that. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
Yes, yes, we're in a clear PDT.
You know, I was in New Kingston and I saw a certain barber and he was looking for DLG, really. He said he did some work on him recently, but he has not seen him since. President Paul, fellow Kiwanians, good evening. You know, in life, every now and then you get a job that gives so much pleasure and pride in doing it. And tonight is one of those occasions because I have been asked to introduce someone who I consider to be a dear friend. She's a fellow Kiwanian with over 27 years of experience, stemming from when she joined until she became president and then distinguished lieutenant governor in Division 23 East. She served in that position during 2016-17. I'm speaking about DLG EILEEN Cooper Donaldson, who led as LG on the Bridge to Haiti Hurricane Relief and the Dominica Hurricane Relief projects. These projects saw entire Kiwanis movement throughout Jamaica supporting. She is a current member of the Kiwanis Club of Worthington, Kingston, and holds the position of club secretary. But I know that she was also president in other clubs, always seeking to ways to promote, encourage, and assist others to attend Kiwanis events. She believes that individual greater opportunity and wide experience in Kiwanis arises from the institution's networking opportunities and staying abreast of what is happening in one's club, in other clubs, and across the division. Since 2015 to present, DLG EILEEN has led as the Eastern Canada and the Caribbean club CLE, Club Leadership Education Certified Trainer. She has done that consecutively for the home division while supporting other divisions across the island. Her various positions and management skill have broadened her understanding of leadership styles, skills, and achieving club goals. She is a recipient of many Kiwanis recognitions and awards, both from her home club SLP division and at the district level. And the last such award, which she take absolute pride in, was awarded by the Kiwanis Foundation of Jamaica in 2021. And that is the Las Lewis Award of Excellence, which describes the person who is presenting to us today. In her current job portfolio as Senior Recruitment and Advisor at the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean, her role involves advising undergraduate prospective students, high school students, and other individuals who seek to develop on their own personal achievements. She has sat on a committee of leadership education. It's a moniker, Education Makes Sense, CENTS, a project that supports funding for schools at all levels of the education system. DLG EILEEN has 3 children and 3 grandchildren. But she supports her community and had made contribution along with her husband, Clayton, in terms of fostering the welfare of other children. And she has adopted several youths in terms of providing them with educational and financial support to help them through tough times. And she is very proud of all of these individuals that she has fostered. Fellow Kiwanians, as I said at the beginning, I am absolutely proud to be presenting to you my friend, someone who we have confided in each other on Kiwanian matters, that is. And so I ask you to help me to make this presentation, which I think we're all waiting to hear, and she has never disappointed. I present DLG EILEEN Cooper Donaldson.
Thank you, Raleigh. So happy about that introduction. Yes, we have become great friends in many reasons than one, and that is what Kiwanis is all about. Thank you, President Paul, for inviting me to be able to speak. And, just to say that the Service Leadership Program has also held and continue to hold a very good place in my heart because I love children. That's my one of my weakness. So when the duty calls, when help calls, I'm always there to help as best as possible because they are our future. And so for that, I'm very pleased to be able to present as best to my knowledge the role and importance of the SLP faculty and Kiwanis advisor. But not just the faculty and Kiwanis advisor, they have a role to play, and that stems from our service leadership program. So if you permit me, I will begin. So I believe that as service leadership program, as Kiwanis clubs, we are to work as one. The big one there, one, because service leadership is the glue that binds our membership with the community. What this means is that we have more service leadership program within Kiwanis than actually our own Kiwanis clubs. So they actually are the ones that helps us to bind more with our community. And so our service leadership programs are the chief components of that glue. Always remember that. So SLP family, you're the component, right? The chief one that keep Kiwanis going. because honoring our past and planning for the future is what you are all about. And so you're supported by your faculty advisors and your Kiwanis advisors. And so those combination, as well as your Kiwanis sponsoring club, is also good. So let's talk about SLP 101 first. Kiwanis SLP, which is a service leadership program, a program designed by Kiwanis to encourage the development of greater leaders. So we are putting our faith in our SLPs that they too will take our place and also be the greater leaders that our country and the world deserves. And then we know that through that, you will bring meaningful programs and projects to communities, local communities, your countries, the district, and Kiwanis International all a whole. So as we're serving as one, these are some of the service leadership clubs that are in Jamaica, and that is the Builders Club, the K Kids, the Circle K, our key clubs, and our action clubs. So these are the service leadership clubs that Jamaica itself actually focus on. So as we go on, we are going to working and serving as one. And so because our service leadership program clubs such as K Kids, Builders Club, Key and Circle K, and also our action clubs are hosted in school by the school administrators on behalf of the sponsoring club. So the administration then identify a mentor known as a faculty advisor, while the sponsoring club identify a mentor known as a Kiwanis advisor. Together, both work with the members of the respective SLP clubs to provide guidance. So both are mentors, advisors, they also provide counsel, they make recommendation, provide information to the sponsoring club members, useful to the general management of these youth clubs. So they are your mentors, SLPs, and they're also your advisors. They provide counsel, but you must always remember the difference, and our SLP advisors and faculty advisors should also know the difference and the place and the duties that you hold. And they also ensure that a regular meeting must be held, that members follow both Kiwanis International and the district bylaws. And advisors must not direct these youth clubs as they are the student-led organization, but they have their board of directors that make the appropriate decisions. So always remember that. So as you look at our service leadership program, our service leadership program is the powerful source again, and I'm saying and I'm reiterating why they should always be recognized. They are the force that occur once people discover that they are hard to serve, and so they're called to lead and exercise the courage to engage. It's the premier level of social contribution. So we thank you for that, our SLP. You have the heart to serve, you're called to lead, plus you encouraged to engage, and so that equals service leadership. So continue to do great service. So as we look at also our faculty advisors and our Kiwanis advisors, just to break out, our faculty advisors work closely with our sponsored leadership clubs, as they are familiar with the school procedures and the practices. The faculty advisors on site, they're at the schools, so they are familiar with the rules. So they are our faculty advisors. They act as the liaison between the youth club and the sponsoring club and the school administration. So they have their roles to play. The members of SLP have their roles to play. The Kiwanis advisors have their role to play, and the Kiwanis club have their role to play. So the Kiwanis advisor is responsible for the successful operation of the youth clubs and provides support to members, and the faculty advisors in all their endeavors. If you want a successful SLP club, this is where you fall in as two advisors. They serve as the liaison for their supporting clubs, their faculty advisors, and their school administration. So both of you work in conjunction with each other. you build on each other's support so that you can make sure that SLP clubs are running quite well. You report back to the relevant persons such as the administrator of the school and also your sponsoring club. And together, all the chain work together. So as we look at the service leadership program and the service leadership club, I'm giving out some more storybooks. And so if the SLP, I know that you're doing your projects now. And so I want you to put in the chat, and President Paul, make sure you monitor, you have to put your SLP club name. And also the faculty advisors, advisors, Kiwanis advisors, you're also on the challenge. So looking at this slide, can you say, differentiate which ones, there's 3 questions. Which one are Kiwanis clubs, that sponsoring clubs that we work with? Which ones are the branded service leadership programs, and which Kiwanis club does not belong to Jamaica? And I'm giving you 2 minutes. No one going off in the chat?
Could you repeat the question?
There are 3 questions. Name the service leadership program that we offer, that we actually manage in Jamaica. Which leadership club that doesn't belong in this list for us in Jamaica, and list the branded service leadership program.
Okay, I see a response in the chat from DP Nordia.
Remember that you are to put your CLE club name in the chat. So we have to identify that you're part of the. There's 3 parts to the question. President Dominique, you're on a go. Also DP Nordia and DP Janet. Okay, so we have a winner, Ava Maria and Clinton. So the clubs are Builders Club, Key Club, K Kids, Action Club, and Circle K. The programs, the service leadership program, branded programs are Terrific Kids, Bring Up Grades, and Young Children Priority 1, and also Read Around the World. Key Leaders does not belong in Jamaica, and they're from Montego Bay High School Key Club. Well done. Thank you very much. So that is correct, but they all have some importance in all that we do as service leadership, because they're all also blended together for the service work that we do each year. So I'll move on. I'll come back to that and show the importance. So our service leadership program, Kiwanis International empowers people at every stage of life to become competent, capable, and compassionate leaders. How? Helping them to learn to help each other. And that is what Kiwanis is all about. We teach young leaders new ways to change the world and serving one child, one community at a time. And our chief focus and everything that we always get from Kiwanis is leadership, the next step beyond service learning. What we learn for ourselves, what we teach others, what we pass on to others, what we mentor each other. Once a young person fully understands the concept of learning by helping others, he or she begins to grow personally as a leader, and I can attest to that. So if you look at your K Kids, and these are information for everyone in the group, K Kids falls on the elementary students from 6 to 12, and it has been established since 1990. So when you have the quizzes and everything, these are some of the background history quiz. The youngest and fastest growing service organization for elementary students worldwide. So Key Clubs, watch out, our K Kids are on a move. A student-led community service club. It also teaches members the value of helping others through participation in community service projects and club activities. It builds character and develops leadership. For Builders Club, they are junior middle class students. They operate under school regulations. So members from the student body. So they provide key students between the ages of 7 to 12, the opportunity to help others. So we are seeing the link, K Kids, Builders Club, serve their school and community. So they helped also the Kiwanis Club to help communities, and they also within themselves build character and develop leadership skill. Ideally suitable for students in grade 4 to 6. They participate in fundraising projects. They use the money earned to support a local charity or school project and assist other paying for their dues. And this is commendable. Key Club, founded in 1925 in Sacramento, California. For high school students, organized and chartered with Kiwanis clubs and school student-led organization, the largest organization of its kind worldwide, with more than over 250,000 members, over 30 countries, and have maybe even more now, over 4,500 clubs. And they provide members the opportunity to provide service, build character, and develop leadership. Our Circle K, for college students, established since 1936, Circle K is an international student-led organization sponsored by Kiwanis International, seeking to develop college and university students into a global network of responsible citizens and leaders with a lifelong commitment to service. With clubs on more than 450 campuses globally, programming is based upon the tenets of service, leadership, and fellowship. So this is Action Club, one of my little babies, although they are adults, Action Club for adults with disabilities. This club now allows adults living with disability to develop initiative, gain leadership skills, participate in community service, and become more involved in society. They draw on members from various organizations that support individuals with disability, as well as other community projects. They also can be established at church, libraries, YMCA, lodges, and similar facility if we are looking to actually sponsor an action club. So they can be established from any one of these entities as well, not just in school. And it is the only service club for adults with disability in more than 12,000 and have more than 12,000 members worldwide. So they're growing. And I want to come back to our distinguished club criteria under the district level, just to show some of the importance why we need to just serve as one, be as one. Under the leadership and education, I want you to always remember that each club is to provide members with Kiwanis education quarterly. This is one of the avenues that Kiwanis clubs are actually doing it. We are educating what we are also adding. Kiwanis club can partner with service leadership program and do educational presentations so that the both network together in actually doing educational stuff. So they can put on projects, doing presentations. So it's good. Because it's also come part of the Distinguished Club criteria, and that is under the leadership and education. Think about a community impact. Each club is to improve the needs of children in the community by addressing education, health, nutrition, and safety through a new service project. Remember each year that a Kiwanis club that comes in on October 1 to September 30th of any given year, any project that is actually implemented are a new service project. Even if you had a project last year that you did and you're doing it this year, it's a different project because it's going to be initiated a little different, even though it may have some similarity. It is called a new service project. So service project that you actually can do with your service leadership can also falls under this program. Next month, we have Read Around the World. So it's a part of education, addressing education. It's also part of L2 as well, because actually when you build the young minds, you actually forms a healthy environment for these children and you help them read it, come part of education, right? And they're also asking that we rejuvenate SLP clubs back to where they were in March of 2020. So if we had Terrific Kids program going on, bring up grades, go back to where we ought to be. I want the SLP to feel that their Kiwanis adult family is there for them. The faculty advisor feel the same way. The management of the school feel the same way. So the branded service project come under the number 4, which is Kiwanis image, right? So if we have to enhance the visibility of Kiwanis image by branding of all community projects, the service leadership program come under this program, because if you do a Terrific Kid or you do a bring up grades and you give them certificate with your club name, you're also branding the Kiwanis image and you're presenting it to a wider audience. So you can think strategically how you will work with our service leadership to be able to actually accomplish both. And they too report in their monthly report as well. So it's a win-win situation. So we are all one. And the financial viabilities, B, clubs with sponsorship leadership program provides financial support. So you can do financial support in many ways. You can provide financial support by making sure that they are at conferences, educational program, to which they actually implement, such as the Key Club, Circle K clubs, and also the Builders and K Kids that your division will actually put on for the service leadership. Those are financial support other than their dues. And those are also part that helps the Distinguished Club criteria. So always be mindful that there are always a win-win situation in both sides. So as you know, just for a little bit of refresher, the service programs and the one that don't belong, but I like to keep it there. Who knows, maybe sometime in the future, Jamaica will have that. I'm not sure, but sometimes don't block out anything because sometimes it comes back in the future. So the Terrific Kids, this is what it covers. I'm not going to go through it much because but the PowerPoint will be sent to President and then it can be shared for anyone who actually want a copy of it. They bring up grades. These are branded service leadership program and it's a win-win situation. You can have it in your service leadership clubs. They get the bring up grades certificate. Person get awarded maybe for the first 10 student, 5 student or first 3 student, get a special award. Same for the Terrific Kids. So let's get back to where we were and recognizing our service leadership, their importance and what they can be in the future for our Kiwanis clubs. Read Around the World is in February, so please be mindful of that, that actually you need to engage so you can, it's a reading project And so you can always do it virtually. Maybe you can get an audience within a school and you read at a time. Maybe you can actually act out the story for those children, get the engagement because we're online and some of them are online. Or maybe you can pre-record it and send it to the school and the children go through it as well. Anything, just be creative. The Young Children Priority One is a Forever Love of Kiwanis. It's an ongoing community service project. So you know that you will just continue doing all of these. And it also covers, is the single most important project, service project that covers all the areas that I just mentioned: health, education, development, and support, safety. So always remember that there's always a program that actually can help the clubs along as well. So Kiwanis support, we look at the responsibility, the Kiwanis Board of Directors, the sponsorship function is most directly carried out by the Kiwanis SLP committee, assisted by the Kiwanis advisors and by the faculty advisors. And these are appointed by the school principal. Remember, the faculty advisor is appointed by a school because that's to be signed off. A sponsoring service beyond providing funds open the doors to new opportunities for club members by inspiring them to become leaders themselves. We want you to be in Kiwanis Club in the future. And so we have to recognize you and support you as best as we can to get you there. What makes our service leadership so successful is a student-led organization. Students are responsible for making decisions and how the club will function, making sure that it's successful at the end of each administrative year, and also manage a budget, administer, and how issues can be addressed. So these are some of the obligations as a sponsoring club. I'm mixing everything so we can get a little bit of everything in out of this presentation. The SLP obligation, appoint a Kiwani or a committee of Kiwanians to be a service leadership program advisor, because you can have more than one, you can have more than two. You maintain an expense line item in the service account in your club, meet with the school principal each year, ensure all dues and fees are paid, make sure that the SLP officers receive proper training, encourage and promote the activities of all SLP clubs, and you support your clubs with funding and leadership, right? You support these clubs and you give them the funding wherever necessary. You work with them. You can do fundraising projects together, everything. Host and participate joint activities. Invite SLP club members to attend your own club meeting. You can also ask them to actually chair a meeting and also provide training opportunity beyond their club level. So when you're, some of the training can be the step to be in a from a key club to a builders club, then you move from a builders club when they're actually leaving that service leadership club at the end of the year. You can actually do a training presentation, how you can actually be engaged as a key club as well as a Circle K club, right, member? Each Kiwanis Club Volunteering Club must have a SLP chairperson, right? And it is very important because we want to cover as many as possible of our SLP and making sure that they're there for the future and for the long haul. And they must be responsible for the successful operation of the sponsored youth clubs. So it's SLP you're on, so you need to make sure that also that our Kiwanis Club is actually helping you along and making sure that your success and well-functioning of your SLP club is their also responsibility to help guide you, assist you along with the faculty and the administrators of your school. So all of us work together. We are networkers to making sure that everything for our SLPs are there for them and they look forward to the future. Again, appoint a Kiwanis advisor for each SLP club. It is best when you do that if you have more than 3 or 4. Make sure you do that because sometimes to go around to all the schools. One person may not be able to do that. So you can appoint more than one Kiwanis advisor. So they all have a role to play. And because they have to monitor and protect and also lead and guide and be leaders of the future, they have more roles to play. So you give more person the opportunity to work with our SLPs. All right. And as you go along, or for the faculty advisors and the sponsoring club advisor, how do you know that the club is ensure that the SLP is actually working? They meet regularly, right? And in a sense, you too as well have to be familiar with the bylaws and the policies of our SLP. They do have bylaws, procedures. They have procedures that they have to do at board meeting, just like us. So, and they also do fundraisers. So they have similar things. So what you're doing is helping to groom them, right? And so later on, when they actually evolve and be senior SLP members or Kiwanis club, they would have been familiar because you would have taken them through the step by mentoring them what you're doing in your club for them to actually remember when time comes, right? They also have social activity, and they understand and use the correct parliamentary procedures. So they too have their own thing from their guidebook. These are some of the things that they too do for themselves in their meetings, whether it's a regular club meeting or it's a board meeting, right? And they do monthly reports, and it's also part of the responsibility of the clubs to assist the faculty advisor in assisting the club to report every month. And so they can actually achieve an annual achievement report, so they can submit it, right? And if they do that, and we, just like our Kiwanis club, when we have distinguished clubs, they also can achieve their, and it's a win-win situation. So help them work towards it. Finally, training sessions are conducted for new officers. That is important. Each member is encouraged to stand up and express his or her views. And I agree with that. Several members meet quarterly with the Kiwanis club, so you know where you are, how you can change if you need to do any changes. Assistance is offered to help and send club delegates to district or international convention, or even to conferences or training locally in your division or across Jamaica. SLP activities are well publicized in school and community, and Kiwanis club members, several at a time, attend SLP club meetings. And also monthly and annual reports are done to facilitate your club, SLP club, achieving their distinguished status. And also, they're also part of this grooming thing. And we also expect that you want to achieve, they also want to achieve. You want to look good, they also want to look good. I'm not going to go through too much because we have actually gone through some of the faculty advisor. They work closely with the clubs and is familiar with the organization. So we went through that as well, but it's just a refresher. And they also attend the SLP meeting, and they also help with planning the project and making sure that the meeting run properly. You're to guide, you're not the person that would actually run the meeting. The members are there to ensure that the meeting goes on. You're there to mentor them to make sure they're doing the correct things. And the faculty advisor, we spoke to that, invite the advisor, Kiwanis clubs, invite the advisor to speak at Kiwanis club meetings, because you need to be abreast of everything that is happening. And the way that you're gonna go into their club, you can also invite them to come in and speak, and you can also invite the faculty advisor to come in and speak at your meeting, even at a board meeting, and or even a committee meeting, and see how best you can work together so that everything runs as best as possible. And we need to get back to where we were in the past. So these are some of the things that you actually knowing that they're functioning properly as well. And that's a repeat. And individual participation when they're looking at awards. speech, essay, poster, leadership award, right? And there are always entry forms, and you have club group participation such as picture book, scrapbook, and club single service project entry awards. So these are some of the things they actually get recognized for. And I'm very sure that when they hear their club names, just as us, when we go divisional council meeting and we hear our name called, we are very proud and we are shouting and everything. They also do the same thing. So they get SLP awards and they get achievement award, newsletter award, every kind of award that you think of, these SLP actually can achieve it, all right? And they also get distinguished as well as club for the higher clubs, so the key club or circuit cares, and they get all members of the month, outstanding faculty advisor certificate, outstanding Kiwanis advisor certificate. So those are important. And please always remember, these are brands because they have the Kiwanis brand next to it, right? And also remember, these are some of the things for the key club. There are distinguished district officer, secretary, lieutenant governor, editor, secretary, treasurer, single service annual achievement report, major emphasis on it. Youth protection guideline. This is where my friend DLG Bev comes in. So if you need more information and everything about the youth protection guideline, this is an educational aspect that clubs should educate their members on youth protection guideline, and every club is expected to educate their members on these guidelines. These are best practices and what to do and when they become aware of youth in potential harmful situation. So thank you, JLG Bev, for this important role that you play. And the guidelines, as you know, are in the workbooks. Kiwanis 101, the leadership guide. It's also in the advisor's guide, the membership guide for the SLPs. And these are some of the things that it actually covers: the criminal background checks, the overnight stay, transportation, medication, use of alcohol, tobacco, reporting, personal information, youth and social media, behavioral health issue, conflict with other rules. It's not such a bad thing because what we want to do is make sure that we are protecting our younger future. And so when these things come into play, we're just trying to curb and trying to identify and trying to protect you even more, our SLP family. So these are some of the important websites that you can get more information from so that we can all be abreast of everything. So as you remember, the more that you research some things that you actually, the Kiwanis International have all of them. Let me tell you, they have even more information than we actually can go through. So include SLP in our projects. These are add-ons. So 1 + 2 equal several of these things, right? So include SLP in our club meetings, SLP in our church service, include SLP in our fellowship, and include SLP in our inter-club visits. And all of these are important to have in making sure that we work alongside, we are one, we are working together, and they're encouraged. They know what is happening, so they will increase the fellowship that we want them to have, the service-minded that they want to have, maybe later on, membership within our service club, and also have the service hours to report on in their monthly report. Kids need Kiwanis. So let's stop the Kiwanis bloodline from evaporation. We need our club SLP because they're the wider community across the world, because they are more than our Kiwanis club. So we need to have them going. We need to participate more with them. Our Kiwanis club have the resource to give opportunity to enhance leadership skill to our SLPs to reach their full potential and live out their dreams. So you can do this for all kids. Kids need Kiwanis. Thank you for participating. Any questions?
Yes, sorry. Through you, President, DLG Eileen.
Go ahead, DLG Bev.
Thanks for this wonderful presentation. I would just like us to just spend 2 seconds on key leader. Because you mentioned it, but it was mentioned that well, it's really not here in Jamaica. We do not practice that aspect of SLP, but it is there and it is there for us if we want to do it. So is it possible for clubs to initiate a key leader program, even though it might just be for a weekend, like a weekend training? Can you just spend 2 seconds on it for me, please?
Okay.
I think we tried it already in Jamaica. I know that in Kay Anderson's time, DLGEK, God rest her soul. I think we did try that key leader program, but it just never happened again. It's not very popular, but it's a very good program.
Okay. So for the key leaders, I brought back the slide. Everyone seen the slide?
Yes, yes, we are.
Okay, great. So the key leaders, this is more generated for a group of persons who will meet on the weekend, and they have to be in a range of an age group, and they focus on service leadership. What that means, it's almost like a training, it's like a leadership building group of persons who will meet at a certain time so they can actually focus on service leadership. Service leadership coming in many different ways. You can do service project for building experience. You can do meet together to work for the good of a community, but it's just for a set time, maybe once per month, maybe biannually, bi-weekly. It depends, but sometimes you can do it just like a Kiwanis Club means once per month or twice per month or every week, but it's just a set time that you put aside for meeting just at that time. That's the only time that you actually meet. And you have a group of persons with integrity and personal growth. That includes integrity, personal growth. They are there for respect, because you're going to remember that you have to be together for a period of time. So you have to be part of a group that actually going to look for how you best you're going to serve your community, how best you're going to grow your community. And remember, community is us as a person. And how you're going to pursue excellence about yourself and whoever you're going to come in contact. So you're going to plan a lot of things, but it's just that you have to be in a group at just as though you go to a camp and you're going to spend time together to develop these things and work together to build your personal skill together. Actually do some, how you would call it, you will do some pilot things amongst yourself. It is almost like a building a team together that can be better than how they came in.
Okay,
right?
so DLG, could we then get a group of, this age group is 14 to 18, so it would cover like key clubbers.
Yes,
and
more in the
circle
age group. Yes, more in
within
that age group.
So
Right.
it seems to me that it is possible to have a weekend camp where we have these students from whatever chosen schools, and we talk about their integrity, personal growth, respect, community, and pursuit of excellence.
Excellence, meaning that they are building together, like sharing, they're giving, they're actually making sure that everyone would be on the same. Remember, everyone learn differently, but the pursuit of the goal, everyone is on board and doing the same thing to reach that goal. So you can only be stronger and better for the future, be future employees, boss, everything, and leaders of many, many different things.
So clubs can really look at it and see whether or not they would like to have a program,
yes,
a key leader program.
Right. So we can actually, what we can actually do is actually look at, get the guide and actually share it with club to think they would consider.
Yes, yes,
Right.
yes.
So that
Okay.
can also be done as well. So they can review the guide.
Because it flashes back to me. I'm sorry, I'm taking up so much time, but it
No, man,
flashes
that's
back
important.
to the youth protection policy where there is a quality of care.
Yes.
That is a program now for both key clubbers and Circle K. And I can just see this key leader fitting in with such a program.
Right. It actually identify very well because they too can be junior chairs of the youth protection guideline presentation.
Yes.
Because they would have been, they would have been developing skills and actually learning from each other what to look out for, how they can help themselves as well.
Yeah.
And protect each other.
Interesting.
Yes.
Thanks, DLG.
You're most welcome. Any other questions?
I see one question.
Oh, there was one question I saw.
Yes.
Can a faculty advisor be a Kiwanis advisor? Yes, they can, and we would welcome that greatly within that sponsored club. Yes, we also at this time of the year, it is expected that Kiwanis Club recognize their SLP club's faculties and administrators at one of their meetings. And so in showing recognition and everything, they also invite them to become Kiwanians. So now is the right time to do such a thing. And it also is very important to show recognition. Recognition is because they are helping the clubs to do their work. And they're also helping Kiwanis Club to showcase their brand and their services within schools amongst other children, parents, guardian, everything. So it's a win-win situation. So yes, we invite faculty advisors to be Kiwanian, and we would love for that person to join if you are a faculty advisor. Any other question? There be no other question, President, then I hand back this section. Thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you very much, DLG EILEEN. And of course, I've got some messages on my WhatsApp for your presentation to be shared, and I will do so once I'm in receipt of it. But to do the official vote of thanks, I'm going to call on our Key Club Chairman, Chairman Dr. Andrew Burton, to do the vote of thanks on behalf of the participants.
Good evening, everyone. DLG EILEEN, I'd like to thank you for taking the time out to speak with us. As President Paul said, I'm chairman. I'm one of the chairmen within the Service Leadership Program Committee of our club, and still a relatively new member. And I really appreciated how in-depth this presentation was. I think this is the second time I've been in a training situation with you, and I can definitely see your heart for teaching and sharing, and for the growth of our club in Kiwanis. You started appropriately, highlighting that you really believe children are our future, and that's undeniable. And then you ended appropriately highlighting that kids need Kiwanis. So therefore, we can extrapolate that Kiwanis is important for the future, and us as well-meaning citizens can really do our part in securing our future by investing in these service leadership programs. And I thank you for going through the breadth of the district goals, the youth protection guidelines, and breaking down SLP 101. Thank you again. I think we have a certificate to display as a token of our appreciation.
Thank you very much. Well said.
Thank you very much, Chairman Andrew. At this time, we move to our Sergeant at Arms to do his role to extract some fines. DP Earl.
Good night, fellow Kiwanians. The one thing I missed from the
when I'm Sarge is the booze and so on and the reaction, the face to face. But I
So
have
we
to.
can help you. Boo.
Yeah, one of my favorite DLG. So it's hard for you to bring the movie.
Your boo usually come at the
ah.
end of your presentation.
Oh well, you see, that's the right guy now. Anyway, I still haven't found out how the folks do pay when we fine. So I think I still have to be complaining that nothing is in place. But for all of you who attended and have attended this meeting and had no questions to ask, you really should pay a fine.
Yeah,
All right. Well, I have a little story to give.
rest well.
And, and it has to do with a lady, a pregnant lady who met a serious car accident and was taken to hospital. When she got there, that's when the doctors found that she was really expecting twins. And of course, they had a battle. Which one are you going to do? Save her life first or the children? But anyway, her condition had deteriorated. And they said, we better deliver the babies so that, you know, it's a better chance of them living than being born while the mother is alive. Well, I don't know if we could do it otherwise. But anyway, she fell into a coma. And they delivered the babies. And then they say, you know, it would be a good thing if we named them so that at least she would have been alive when they were named, albeit she might know. So they hunted her next of kin. And when they did this, they came up, they found her brother, and he came to the rescue, and he did it. Well, a couple of days after she had revived and all that, and then they explained to her when she asked what had happened to her children. They explained to her that, you know, we took the liberty of naming them because we feared you would have died, and at least we wanted to know that they were named while you were alive. She says, oh, well, that's not such a bad idea. So who did you get? She said, they said to her, we got your brother. My brother? That one is an idiot. There's nothing he does right. You might have found somebody else. Anyway, they said they couldn't pick and choose at the time. Say, all right, tell me something. What did he name my daughter? He says, Denise. Say, ooh, what a boy, that's a relief. Wonder what he named my son, the nephew. So it was back to the square one.
The niece and the nephew.
Right. But I have one little short one to go with it just to wrap up. Because you know, sometimes you can get two, you can score two. There's this lady on the lake sitting in a boat reading. The game warden comes around and says, ma'am, fishing is not allowed. She says, I'm not fishing. I'm reading. They are my books. She says, but they are your rods. He says, I'm going to have to prosecute you. She says, but I am reading. He says, but you have all the equipment. She says to him, well, if you touch me, I will accuse you of rape. He said, but I haven't touched you. He said, yes, but you have all the equipment. Night, night. When I don't hear Raleigh, I know it worked. Okay, thank you.
That's a good one, yes, but you don't hear him. Thank you very much, DPR.
Okay, good.
Yes. This time,
I am going to report you.
I think they are in the background.
I'm going to report you.
Okay,
man. This time what we have our notices and announcements and also interclubbing opportunities. DLG Willie, could you lead that segment, please? And we'll ask participants on the platform if they have any to share as well. Go ahead, DLG, with it.
Thank you, President Paul. In respect to notices, just a reminder, our district convention, that's the ECNC district convention, has been held in Fredericton, Nova Scotia from August 20th to the 22nd. Registration is now open. Back home, last week, Saturday, we started the first phase of the painting of the Seaview Gardens Police Station. And we spent a lovely day. There are approximately 15 of us. I think it was about 6 Kiwanis, 7 Kiwanis, and 8 Circle K's. We managed to paint the outside of the police station. We still have sections of the police stations to complete painting. So we plan to do this on February 5. Please note that in your diaries, if any of those you want to assist us finish out the painting. This project is in collaboration with Michael Circle K. The feeding program that was slated for the 15th, the 8th, that had to be postponed. Is now going to be on the 29th. The breakfast feeding program at the Marie Atkins Shelter, and hopefully we'll have a short devotion. That'll be at 9 a.m. That's January 29th. And so far as in the clubs, we have been invited by Castries, that's the Kiwanis Club in St. Lucia, on the 20th at 5:30. The link will be sent out tomorrow. On the same day, on the 20th, North St. Andrew have their meeting at 6:30 p.m. And then on the 21st is a big one, Barbican, Kiwanis Club of Barbican. We'll be celebrating the 7th anniversary, same day as Kiwanis will celebrate their 107th anniversary. That meeting starts at 7 p.m. Michael Circle K also wishes to extend an invitation to us to attend their general meeting tomorrow. This is a closed meeting, so Kiwanis from the club, we are just limited to our members from Kiwanis Club of Kingston. And that starts at 4 o'clock. Invitation is in the group. President Paul, I think that covers all our notices and interclubs for this week. You may wish to ask clubs if they have any announcements, they can do so now. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Secretary DLG Willie. Yes, but before I move to clubs to give their notices and announcement, I just want to advise or inform of the sad passing of one of our Kiwanian past director, Dudley May. He passed last week, Thursday. And I'm just asking that our members and all those on the platform to keep DP Curlin, and family in your prayers as this one of our untimely and sad occasion for the Kiwanis family. Are there any notices from anyone on the platform? I don't see any in the chat.
I believe there's that notice from Kiwanis Club of Montego Bay. You may ask them to.
Yes, could you, Kiwanis Club of Montego Bay. Okay, Kiwanis Club of Montego Bay invites you to our Kiwanis Anniversary Challenge Quiz this Thursday at 6 p.m. Okay, well, I'm sure you will share the meeting credentials in short order so we can circulate it and have a delegation at your meeting.
President Paul.
Yes, PDT Ralston.
As we alluded to earlier, on Friday, the Kiwanis Club of Barbican, which usually meet today, they are meeting on Friday because Friday is the 21st. And as we said earlier, it's a very special day. It's their 7th anniversary and Kiwanis International 107th. I'm sure that the information will be sent out, but we just want to synthesize the members from now.
Yes, thank you very much, PDT Ross. And yeah, once I'm in receipt of it from President Ashera, I will share it with our club members. Thank you very much. We'll now.
President Paul.
Yes, yes.
Just as I see Miss Letner and Director Roy Scarlett from Kiwanis Club of Toronto. Normally Friday we would be attending their meeting, their monthly meeting. They meet at 7 o'clock on Friday. Of course, you're going to clash with the anniversary meeting for Kiwanis Club of Barbican, unless we can have a small delegation there as well.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you,
yes.
Willie.
Yes, we'll arrange that. Dear Julie. Thank you very much. We'll move to the thought for the week, and I'll ask DP Stewart to do so.
Thank you, President Paul. But first, let me apologize for not having the certificate up at the time when it should have been up for DLG EILEEN. So I just wanted to do that first, and we will have it framed and we will arrange to get it to you, DLG EILEEN. Thanks once again for your presentation. Okay, I have two short thoughts. First one is, and this one is from Albert Einstein. He said, try not to become a person of success, but try to become a person of value. And the second one, also quite short. If you want to lift yourself up, lift up someone else. And those are my two thoughts for the week. President Paul, back to you.
Yes, thank you very much, DP Stewart. Well, I want to thank everyone once again for being here at this meeting of the Kiwanis Club of Kingston. And I'm going to ask that you raise a toast to Kiwanis International and to Jamaica Land We Love. This meeting of the Kiwanis Club of Kingston is now terminated at 8:33 p.m.
And we love.
Kiwanis International, Jamaica Land We Love.
Right.
Good meeting, good meeting.
Yes.
Yes, Troy. Long time I don't see you, man.
Hello, yes.
Roy Snowden, how many feet of snow do you have? About 20?
4 feet.
About 4 feet.
4 feet, okay.
And you made sure you cleared it before the snowblower came and cleared the road.
Yeah, they came and blocked my driveway. So
I
have
thought
to
so.